take the running average, which is the important one, we're over 86%. You see that two different lines there? One and two.
Right, left.
We're always over capacity.
So all the reds were over. Now,
This 2008.
122 over, what is that, what are you saying that's over?
that's the capacity. That's the average capacity. It's 122.
On your 12-month running average,
Right.
you have, for the last, hypothetically, for June '08, it says 122,000.
Right.
And that's in red.
Right.
So what is
That is the average of the last 12 months.
And that's over?
Yes.
Over what?
What is that over?
It's over the 95% of what has to be verified on a 12-month average of the design. The design capacity, don't forget, it's not 147 out there, it's 125.
No, the design capacity is 147.5 because our facility consists of 125,000 gallons per gallon per day treatment plant running in parallel with a 25,000 gallon.
Hasn't worked in 8 years.
Doesn't work.
And you know what? You might as well talk to the previous board who never authorized the funds to repair it. And the bottom line is, it's there.
Well,
9 years.
That's like saying you can go up and shoplift and not get caught, you're all right. We don't
9
have
years.
that capacity. We have a
If we
capacity.
put the other plant back online, we do have the capacity.
You haven't had it for 9 years.
Well, it's up to the board to decide whether they want to authorize it.
I'm talking about right now, what's on here. These
Okay.
records came from this office.
Okay. This thing is
So
getting
let's
very
not have a
convoluted here.
hypothetical
The whole
thing.
idea, which I said all along, is do
You
not
have. I'm
accept
gonna read a
any
lot of words you
flow
said and your
unless
father said it
you are
were done.
committed to eventually expand the treatment facility, but immediately take whatever contributions you have and put the Baxter plant up and running. If you're not committed to that, then, you know.
You just had an applicant today say that he would pay to get it up and running.
Right, he said that back in 2002.
I know.
And my
And
concern is.
they said they couldn't do it.
Here tonight
I
from
never
Mike.
said we couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was at the meeting where Mr. Aiello said it couldn't be done.
Yeah, why don't we address it? There's some very slanderous stuff said about this office, and I'd like to address this before this meeting's done.
The applicant
Yeah.
offered to put it up and running.
Yeah.
And he was denied that by the engineer at the time.
The engineer doesn't deny
No,
anything.
he
The town
recommended
board
to the
does, and
board
what we
that they
said was,
shouldn't do
all
it.
that's going to do is address this applicant who wants to expand the district. It won't address.
Right, and they
any
said that he
future-
shouldn't do
future
it
draft.
because it wouldn't help. It wouldn't work, they couldn't do it. Whatever wording he used, I don't know.
Of course he didn't know the exact wording.
Mr. Hayes, you've allowed this conversation to be convoluted.
Yeah, I'm trying to
You've
talk.
allowed it to be
Yeah.
directed at that it's not supposed to be directed to. You have an issue in front of you right now of taking $675,000
Yeah,
from
that's
a contributor who is going to provide you with absolutely nothing as far as other than school tax. You're going to get all the problems, the thorns, the traffic, whatever. The issue of the capacity, that Walt's trying to raise right now is academic. And the reason it's academic because there's only one thing that the DEC looks at to determine whether or not you have a problem with your plan. And that is the DMR. Now, the history of this project, the history of this problem is being rewritten. It's being written for reasons other than good technical sound reasons and for reasons that are going to be positive in the form of sewer district 1 and 2.
All right, allow
We want to talk about that. Walk it through talking about the capacity, but there are no
Okay,
capacity issues as far as the DMRs are concerned.
Okay, go ahead, Walt.
I'm just going by what the DEC says their regulations.
Fine, well, I
all I
understand,
want.
Walt, but the fact is that putting the Baxter plant online is academic. To the extent that, and myself and your new town engineer have had discussions about this, I think it's academic, and I think it's all you're doing is dribbling away the money that whatever you're going to get. The
Well,
fact is,
let
you've
Walt
got to
finish.
look at the
Let
big
It
Walt
problem.
can't be
finish,
that
please.
academic to you, because I have a letter that you wrote in 2004, it said it should be noted that the Baxter plant has been out of service since December 1999, and much maintenance is required. This is just to verify the Baxter plant has been out since 1999. There's another letter saying
I didn't have the
the
letter.
Baxter wastewater treatment plant is no longer in service. However, it appears that the Speedies permit has not been adjusted down to the 125 gallon capacity, which it hasn't. We have 125 gallon capacity, not 147. All of these things that are saying you have capacity is based on 147. We don't have that capacity.
What was the date of that letter?
This letter is May 11th, 2004.
Oh,
And And the other one, the Chazen report's October 1st, 2007.
And where does it say the speed permit has not been reduced down?
Well, that's the Chazen, 2007.
Okay, because you stated, we said that the.
No, I stated that you said, that you got this letter?
No, yeah.
Well,
It
read
sounded like,
You can read what I read.
it sounded like you said our memo stated that.
No,
we
I
said-
said the next memo.
I didn't hear that, okay.
Okay, no, I'm fine. So there's two say. You look on this thing here, you say you got 35,000 more gallons, 30,000, based on a running 12-month average. All right, that was taking at the end of 2007, comparing the end of 2006, where we had the worst drought in the history of this area. It was taken back then. Now, only 6 months later, you don't have 35,000. Right now, when you're planning your thing, you have 7,000, if that, because the last report sent in says beginning 6/7, the flow meter began reading inaccurately low. That shows how bad this plant is. 1 month.
And that was not included. Those low figures were not
I'm not
included.
saying
yet.
that. This, the plant, 1 month it goes high, next month it goes low. But you're behind. You're over 122,000, you're over the allowed amount. Right now, you're over. You have no capacity. You don't have 30,000 gallons. Now, that's what the DEC says. That's what this stuff says. Anybody can go down to White Plains and look at it.
The board has an opportunity to address it to get up to capacity.
I wish the board would. I'm not saying nothing against you,
I'm
Mike.
just saying that's the whole issue here.
I got
But
stuff
one
in
thing I
here
want to correct.
5 years ago that you said they should be doing stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
against you.
And I'm just saying,
But
they have
two
enough,
wrongs don't make a
they,
right, and to allow
they-
these people to let something in that's going to pollute our river, it's not right.
we don't pollute the river, and if you want to go on that. I
You
mean,
raise your hand when I'm done.
Bingo.
We got another letter here, just written in 2007, November 9th. It's from the DEC to the state, but town. It says we have assessed the Chazen Company's report and we agree with it. And it goes on to say you're going to build it, but they make a comment here. It says the Neely Town was constructed in 1998 and is now operating above permitted capacity. DEC say it's operating above capacity. I'm not saying it. The surge tank, clarifiers, and entire facilities are overloaded. Please be reminded that the wastewater treatment plant is working above permitted capacity now, in all capital letters.